Hello YouTube, my name is Dragonheart the Prince of Wales, and today I'm joined by a very special guest, Mr. TJDwarf.
Hello.
Hello. So we're going to do the battle replay. This is TJDwarf's second battle against Minidingbat. He's playing as Clan Angrand, the dwarves, and Minidingbat is playing as the Empire. So we're going to start off by looking at both of the army compositions. So I'll give you a rundown through the Empire. Minidingbat has lots and lots of swordsmen on the right flank. He's got some great swords as well. He's got some handgunners, some more great swords at the centre. Now it looks like he's brought Karl Franz on a flying monster with a witch hunter, which is a missile specialist. Got lots and lots of handgunners, actually, a lot more than I thought. He's also got some Hellstorm rocket battery artillery at the back there, and then on the left flank he has some hidden Demigryph Knights. He's got 2 units of them, so he's been a bit sneaky there, isn't he, with those Demigryph Knights? But I can just see as well on the map, just up from there, you've also got a unit as well hidden. Do you want to go through your setup? I can.
Yeah, I'll start off over on the hidden unit over here.
Okay.
I brought some Rangers. What I always forget to do, though, when I hide units like this, is forget to turn them off fire at will.
Yeah.
So immediately he notices them. So I just have to basically sacrifice that unit, which you'll see in a bit. Then I've just got a line of 3 Longbeards, 2 units of Ironbreakers. One of them is the unit of Renowned version, which I think basically just makes them a little bit better in close combat and gives them more blasting charges.
Yeah.
The Improved Hammerers, again, a unit of Renowned. Belagar Ironhammer, which is my favourite dwarf from the actual tabletop.
Yeah.
5 units of Quarrelers, 2 units of Cannons, and then hidden at the back is a unit of Slayers, because I knew he was going to take Demigryphs.
Good idea. Very good thinking there. So what I think we'll do, we'll have a little countdown, and then on 3, we'll both press the play button at the same time, and then we'll talk through the battle and some other stuff as well. Okay, so Here we go. 1, 2, 3. So the battle's just started off. So are we gonna have a skirmish?
Basically, we just staring at each other for a couple of seconds, and then he starts to move, and then it will be a skirmish, like you said.
Okay.
Artillery skirmish.
I'm gonna make a very bold prediction by you. I'm gonna say that it's a bit of a standoff for a while, and then the unit you got hidden is gonna get destroyed.
Yes.
I just looking at the way he set up his Demigryphs, I'm thinking, if they catch them but they discover them, there's no chance.
It's honestly, I didn't think his Demigryph's going to be there. I thought he was going to have him in the woods behind his army.
Yeah.
So he had the option to go either way. But then I noticed that they're moving now, so I noticed them, but I forgot to turn them off fire at will, so they fire. I noticed that, and I'm like, shit, they just have to be sacrificed now.
Yeah.
Because he knows that I thought he knew they were there straight away. But then as I was paying attention to my actual line, you'll see in a second, they actually walk out the forest, and that's when he notices them. So that's the major mistake I made with that unit, because they were going to be artillery hunting.
I see. That's the thing with online battles. I mean, a lot, to win battles, you need quite a bit of skill, a little bit of luck and everything, and a lot of that comes from the selection screen and the the deployment screen as well. Like you can hide things on a map like this, for example. I was like, look at this right now. You've got the hill, haven't you? So
yeah,
if I was a dwarves player, I'd be thinking, right, sit there, pep them with artillery, let them try and get them to come up towards you. But then he's got like a lot of forest on his left flank there, which of course he put his Demigryphs on, which, as you can see right now, is charging into your dwarves.
So at this point, I was like, they're dead. So I just ignored that part of the screen and focused on this, which was basically just reforming my line. I knew his artillery, I think, has a little bit more range than the cannons. So I moved my cannons forward. I initially started shooting at his riflemen, I think it was, his handgunners.
I see, yeah.
But then I quickly switched to his general, because I was like, sod it, why not? And then in a minute, I switched to his artillery, and my idea behind that was hopefully to get him to shoot his artillery at mine.
I see.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah, it does.
Because I knew my infantry, if I could make him waste most of his ammo on my artillery, my infantry would win, essentially.
Yeah. Did you miss playing as the dwarves in that first battle with him?
Yeah. I think I played about 40 turns on Empire on the campaign, and I haven't played any of the other factions, so I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't really understand what the Winds of Magic was.
Yeah. How do you feel Clan Angrand have been represented on this game compared to the tabletop?
Well, the problem I have with me comparing stuff to the tabletop is that quite a lot of the units don't function the same.
Yeah.
That makes any sense. Like Iron Breakers, on the tabletop, the whole unit don't throw blasting charges. It's only essentially the commander of the unit.
Yeah.
That makes any sense. But like defensive-wise, they are exactly how they're meant to be. Especially the Iron Breakers. They're my favourite unit in here. Belegar is represented perfectly. But yeah, like when I was playing the Chaos, I was really surprised how poor the Chaos Warriors did, because in the tabletop they are quite...
Yeah, that's something you said in the comment section, because I like what you did with the way you set up on that battle. You had all your infantry sort of in the centre with your legendary lord, and then you had all your monsters, your cavalry on that left flank. And in most scenarios that'd be pretty good, because I've always found splitting your forces tends to be quite good in multiplayer, but obviously the way he set up as well, that sort of negated that, didn't it? But it was interesting to see you use Chaos, because from the amount of time I've known you, you've always played Dwarves.
Yeah, exactly. So it was fun. Don't get me wrong, it was fun, but I knew I lost within about 5 minutes of playing.
Yeah.
So yeah, as you can see here, he's literally focusing on that one artillery unit. At which point, I'm like, that's fine. I literally do not care. That's expendable. Yeah. And if you notice, just then I moved my infantry forward.
Yeah, your long
so now his artillery miss shots are not hitting my infantry, whilst mine are going through his Great Swords unit.
Oh, that's good thinking there. I did notice, because they were getting sprinkled at the start. I know one of your Longbeards players taking a bit of a hit and got 94 remaining, so...
So I was like, I'm just going to play the long game here, wait until this unit flees, and then see what he aims at again. And if he aimed at the other artillery, I was just going to stay and basically keep on peppering that front Great Swords unit and his artillery.
Yeah.
But the next volley, I think it is, he aims at my Quarrelers, at which point I was like, no, that's probably the most important units I've got on the battlefield, is the Quarrelers.
Yeah.
So I start to shift left to the woods, to my left on the hill.
I see. I was going to ask you, you've got 5 units of Quarrelers there. Why Quarrelers over Thunderers?
Wow. It's like, again, it's just probably bad habit of me comparing stuff from the tabletop to the game. Because in the tabletop, at tournaments, I never, ever took Thunderers. Ever. Because I think in here, like, the Runesmith basically gives armor piercing to units around him.
Yeah.
It's like just a buff you get on this. In the tabletop, if you add him to a unit, he basically takes 1 off your opponent's armor with weapons. So, like, if you put him in a crossbow unit, they had exactly the same like damage, strength stat as the rifles, but 6 extra inches range.
Yeah.
If you added the Runesmith, it would give the crossbows armor piercing like the rifles. Essentially, that unit becomes a rifle unit with 6 extra inches range.
Yeah, I see.
It sounds a bit weird if you've never played tabletop, but those 6 inches make a difference, man.
as most men would agree with. I've just noticed he's brought up Karl Franz, but he's been quite ambitious.
Yeah, this is probably one of the biggest mistakes he makes, because in a minute I do turn around with my artillery and do a lot of damage to him, and I think he gets 1 charge off of my Quarrelers, but then I surround him and he's like, nah, he's already too badly wounded to do anything.
I mean, he's still got those 2 demigryphs not too far away. If he's going to bring up Karl Franz, possibly bring those as well, just to sort of offer some more support. I don't know.
He does bring them up in a minute, but spoilers, my artillery rips it apart.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert. Right.
So yeah, I'm just keeping stuff in the woods. I was thinking about bringing my Quarrelers back and trying to get some shots off on Karl Franz, but I think I just go, fuck that, and scrap that idea.
This was your home game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So you picked this map?
Yes.
Okay, so why did you pick this map? There's gotta be a reason.
I like maps with big sections of impassable terrain.
Yeah.
So these 2 massive sets of cliffs, you've got 3 clear lines of advance you can have. So if I really wanted to, I could, with the dwarfs being defensive, like you'll see in a minute when the infantry engagement happens, I can just plug up 1 line.
Yeah.
And because I deal with his demigryphs, he hasn't got anything to come around the flanks.
Yeah, I quite like where you've positioned your troops, or where you are positioning your troops right now. We've got those kind of sort of spikes and horns, kind of the hill, but he's got to come around now to get to you. And of course, you've got your quarrelers, which gives you a bit more of an advantage when you fire upon them. That's why I was asking about the Thunderers, because I know a lot of other people that've played dwarves in this game. It always seems to be like a 50-50 sort of split. A lot of people prefer the quarrelers because of the range. They've got slightly better range than Thunderers, but Thunderers do more damage.
Yes, and they do a lot of shock to morale.
Yeah.
But I also like the fact that quarrelers can shoot over stuff.
Yeah. I suppose it depends on your playstyle, really, doesn't it?
Yeah. Oh, so you can see Carl Franz is already taking damage from the cannons. Now you can see, like I said, about shooting over stuff and bringing my quarrelers to the hill. And if you look, his artillery's running out of ammo. Yeah, now, if his artillery was aiming at units, I wouldn't have an army left by now. So him wasting like 2/3 of his ammo on that one artillery unit probably wasn't worth it. Yeah.
Worth a few, but not worth it for him.
Yeah.
Okay, so Karl Franz, he's retreating with him now, by the looks of things. And he's brought up his cavalry, his Demigryph Knights as well.
Yeah. So, to protect my artillery, I do have my Slayers and the Peak Guard Hammerers just in the woods. I think he already knows that I've got them, but he doesn't know exactly where in the woods I've got them.
Yeah.
And then my main line to defend against all his swordsmen and great swordsmen is Longbeards in the front and Ironbreakers behind, so I can throw blasting charges over. And I also know from experience from Rex's tournament that quarrelers will beat handgunners in a ranged engagement.
Yeah.
So I start aiming towards those units, just to get rid of his range so it doesn't punch through my dwarf's armor in the battle line, essentially.
Okay, I don't know what he's doing with his Demigryphs. He brought them all the way back.
Yeah, I think I switch over from Colfront. Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Start firing at him now. And the fact that he's got them stood still, I think he thought they were hidden in the woods. I think that was the problem there. But yeah, I start to tear them apart with artillery, essentially.
I can see I got zoomed in right now.
Yeah.
Just looking at them getting shot to pieces. That's the thing, they're very useful. They're one of the Empire's best units, but
yeah, exactly.
I think they probably could have been used a lot more in this battle, because they haven't really seen them apart from that early skirmish where the dwarf was literally put right in front of them at the start of the battle.
So he brings in Karl Franz now, and I think he tries to charge my quarrelers. Oh, here's the main charge on my Longbeards as well.
Let's have a look. I see. Nice. Yeah, a lot of fire there. Jesus.
Yeah, I'm literally sacrificing dwarf casualties here.
And you're using the Ironbreakers as well.
Yeah. I also brought my hammer unit over because I realised how much damage I was doing to his Demigryph, so I thought my Slayers would be able to handle them on their own.
Yeah. Karl Franz is now attacking the quarrelers up here on the hill.
Yeah. I understand what he was trying to do. He was trying to stop him from firing, but at the same time, I was just like, I'm just going to aim everything at you.
Yeah.
Which is what I do.
You cruel bastard, how could you?
Yeah. But yeah, I don't understand what he did here with his Demigryphs, because he was charging forward and got past the arc of my cannon.
Yeah.
And then he decides to turn around and back off and then come back in, at which point my cannon...
Yeah. I think looking at this now, from like this is the first time I watched this battle, from a neutral point of view, I think that's the biggest mistake that he's made, is if he had perhaps been a bit bolder with them, and then perhaps advanced a bit sooner with his infantry, then the match result might have changed.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, but that's what it's like with multiplayer though, it's just little mistakes, and it is mad, and every battle is different.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So, like I said earlier in the battle, I knew my dwarfs would win the close combat battle. I just knew, partly because I was basing it on what it would be like on the tabletop. I was just like, if these dwarfs don't win, I'm quitting and leaving.
Quitting, rage quit,
yeah,
uninstall.
So, he does manage to get his Demigryphs around past my Slayers because dwarfs don't move very fast, but it's too late. They don't have enough punch, essentially, to do anything.
Yeah, you're weakened from that cannon fire as well. And this is your first win, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, it is, yeah. So, yeah, his front line's crumbled here, look. And if you look in the back, Karl Franz is just in the back. He can't really do anything.
Yeah, I see it.
then the Demigriffs get surrounded by Slayers. I think he tries to pull him through all those Quarrelers to get a rear charge, but they just don't do anything at this point.
Smashing in all the axe infantry, just demoralising and dismantling all the swordsmen. Great swords.
Yeah.
Just look at that Witch Hunter, mind. I haven't really noticed that Witch Hunter in this battle at all.
I think he used that Accuse ability to damage Belagar, but apart from that...
Yeah, I'm just looking at him right now and it's got Obstructed on his unit card, so I'm not sure whether that's the position of the rock and where he's standing, or...
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I know the terrain can sometimes play a factor in the obstruction of units such as that.
Yeah. And there you go, it's just mass crumbling units then.
GG, well done.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
So that was TJ Dwarf's first win. So you had 1,245 deployed. You lost 429. So you had 816 remaining. Minidingbat had just over 1,000. He lost about half of them, 581, and he had 427 remaining. What was your best unit then? Let's have a look. 101. The Peak Gate Guard. Jesus, that was a good unit you brought there.
Yeah.
Your worst unit was the Raiders at the start.
Yeah,
one kill. Great. You took down a horse. Well done.
Yeah.
Your cannons did quite well. 77 kills there.
Yeah.
Also had 75. Those Iron Breakers are really lovely. They've become my favourite unit in my Dwarf stream campaign at the moment.
I know I bang on about dwarfs all the time, but dwarfs in the lore are legit. They are literally badasses in the lore. And Iron Breakers are the cream of the crop because they defend all the dwarf cities, Karax, from underneath 24/7 against goblins, orcs, and Skaven. So they're literally they're the best trained and most battle hardened unit in the whole of Warhammer.
Alright. There you go, guys. You heard it here first. And then we've got Minidingbat's army here, the Empire. So Karl Franz had 22 kills. Let's see, 27 for some swordsmen. He got 40 kills for the great swords. He had 119 for his demigriff, so one of them did really, really well.
Yeah, that's the one that survived, I think.
Yeah, but then the other one had 4. So complete polar opposites with his demigriff knights there as well. Anyway, guys, TJ Dwarf is a fantastic YouTuber. Be sure to go to his channel and check him out. Link to his channel's in the description. You also lost live streaming, don't you?
Yeah, when I got time, when I'm not at work.
When he got time, he's not at work. He does some live stream on YouTube Gaming. I think he do Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yeah, I think I've completed that now, though. It's weird on how it plays out. I'm not sure what I've done.
So be sure to go over there and check him out. Also, Minidingbat's channel is also in the description below, guys. I've been Dragonheart, the Prince of Wales. Thank you for watching. Until next time, goodbye.